Welcome to the Determined CEO podcast, where we will dive into the latest trends and resources to support your journey in becoming a sustainable and scalable startup venture. And now, here's your host, co-working space owner and business coach, Tim Williams.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tim Williams, the Determined CEO. You're rocking with me on another episode of the Determined CEO podcast, you all. Look, I'm super happy to have you all with me. As always, your support and encouragement does not go overlooked, you all. I truly thank you all. Thank you so much. First and foremost, let me give some real quick news. I saw a post today on Facebook, and it was stating the fact of three additional Black-owned co-working spaces here in St. Louis, Missouri. So I just want to give a quick shout out to you all. I knew about one of the co-working spaces, but I did not know about the other two co-working spaces. So I assume they probably are in their startup stage, only because I had not quite. I've done a very thorough research on all co-working spaces here in St. Louis, and I had not come across those two. But that being said, shout out to you all. You all are doing some really great things from what I did my research on now that I know you're there. So I'm super happy to see that there are more people within my minority that's out there trying to do some really great things in the co-working industry. I really do believe that we need to be in this industry more than what we are now. If I remember correctly, the stats showed that within United States alone, for co-working wise, it's only about I think it was like 1.3% of Black minorities, Black individuals or Black co-working owners within the United States. So I'm just happy to see that there are more that's getting into this industry. And by all means, you all, if you ever get the chance to hear this podcast or any of my other podcasts, feel free, hit me up. I'm not sure how far along you all are. I know the one who I'm already connected with, she is trying to get some things underway, and I know there's been some things that I've kind of overcome already, and so I'm here for you. I want to be able to help you all, and then more importantly, I want us to grow together. This space is big enough for us all, and I believe we all have our own niche, so I don't believe that we're going to clash with one another. So what I want you to do is join me, you all. Let's get in here together. Let's build together, and let's empower each other so we can all grow together. Now, that being said, you all, I wanted to actually bring up a new episode in regards to my business retreat, you all. For those who do not know, I am on a business retreat, getting some time to strategize and plan on growing a successful business. Not a successful business only for me, but a successful business that can help you thrive as a business owner. So with that being said, I needed to take some time to get away, you all. But for those who are looking at the video right now of this particular podcast, I know you all can see a change of environment or my background, you all. I am no longer in the woods. I had to leave the woods, you all, and no, it wasn't because I was scared or anything like that. What simply happened was I had no internet, and the things that I needed to strategize on and the things that I needed to do for the actual business, I needed internet badly. And so I spent 2 days and 2 nights in the middle of the woods, you all. It was a great experience. I had a great amount of time to be able to study and to spiritually realign myself. And there's still some things that I'm still trying to study and things that I want to ask God, and I'm seeking answers for, you all. But even in this short time, you all, I am grateful for the things that I have learned thus far. And so if you all have been listening to my previous podcast, you already know that I started reading this book called Facing Goliath by J.P. Jones. And Facing Goliath, you all, has been great. Not only has it been great for spiritual growth, but more importantly, it's been great for growth as a man. Um, Look, you all, I made mention of it in the first episode of me getting into this retreat, but men, we go through some things, and these are things that are not always visible to others. And when I mean by others, I'm typically saying women. And so I want you all to know, as a man, I am here for you as much as I can be. If you need somebody to talk to, or just shoot a text message and say, hey, are you good? Whatever. I don't know. Like, I will be that person for you as best as possible. I can't stretch myself thin, but I don't want you to feel like you're alone. And I can definitely get you connected with some other men who are doing some really great things out here. I'm pretty sure many of you all have heard of Man Up STL. If you have not heard of Man Up STL, then you need to check that out on Facebook or LinkedIn, you all. I'm pretty sure they got an Instagram. I don't follow them on Instagram, but you can check them out on both LinkedIn and Facebook. Man Up STL, you all. They're doing some really great things, man empowerment. And so I urge you all, men, please get into that group and begin to interact with one another. Now, that being said, I wanted to talk about fear, because while it is a very common topic to talk about when you think about entrepreneurship and diving into it full force or part-time or even as a side gig, at the end of the day, there is some type of fear that is within you. And let's just be honest with you. That's for everybody. I don't care how big, how bad, how great, how good you are at something. Everybody has fear. And I would like to think that everybody has fear within entrepreneurship. Why do I say that? Because becoming a successful entrepreneur is not easy. Becoming a successful entrepreneur requires a lot of hard work, and becoming a successful entrepreneur is not guaranteed. That's the biggest one. Becoming a successful entrepreneur is not guaranteed. And so that's where the fear comes from. Because anybody, man, woman, alien, they're going to think to themselves, can I do this? Is it possible? Am I wasting my time? And at first, it starts off with the small fears, right? But depending on your mental, you might take those small fears and make them a lot larger than what they need to be. And so, I want to start this talking series, I'll say, with a particular quote about fear. Fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours. I really love that, you all. Look, when I saw this, I was on Google, you all, when I saw this, and it really spoke to me. Again, I'm going to say this again. Fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The reason why I like that is because the latter version of it. Face everything and rise. Look, you all, there are particular fears, specific fears in our lives that demand us to forget everything and run. But when we're talking about the nature of an entrepreneur, we're talking about business, I would like to think that we should potentially face everything and rise. Now, this is my own opinion, you all. And This is coming from a person who loves to take huge risks. I am okay with it. I've been that way, you all, since a young little version of me to who I am today. And so, please understand what is your capacity. But let me also challenge you. For all of my anime lovers out there, there's an anime that I've been looking at called Black Clover. And on Black Clover, the captain of the Black Bulls, uh, Captain Yami, always tells his squad to surpass their limits. And this goes hand in hand with face everything and rise. See, when a hard situation comes up in business, it's easy to get scared, to doubt yourself, to make up excuses on why you can't do this or why you can't do that. But what's not easy is for you to fight through those obstacles and to surpass your limits and go to a new level. Not only a new level personally, but a new level professionally. A new level that will grow you into becoming an even better leader. See, if we don't control fear, if we don't check fear, fear will control us. Fear will check us. And here's the thing, fear should not control us. Fear should not check us. You should be able to control fear and understand what it is that you can do and what you can't do. And again, surpass your limits. If you can't do it, ask yourself, why can't I do this? Is it because of my own capabilities? Or is it because I'm lazy? Is it because I've allowed too many people to get into my ear, which ultimately led them getting into my head, and I feel like I can't do it because they said I can't do it? We have to surpass our limits, you all. Now, while this topic is talking to entrepreneurs, freelancers, business owners, this topic can also be for just regular old individuals who are listening to my podcast who work a regular 9 to 5. I don't care what you do, honestly. Whether you are a janitor, a poor person, whatever you might be, whatever your status might be, surpass your limits. Don't settle for status quo. Settle for more and work for more. Now, while I'm saying this, I understand not everybody's going to do it, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to judge you for it, but do not accept the fact that you cannot do better or be better. You can do better and you can be better, but the question is, are you willing to put forth the work in order to obtain what it is that you want to secure? Again, face everything and rise. Fear. Fear, you all, brings a lot of setbacks. But I'm here to encourage you. To encourage you to say, look, this is not a journey that you have to do on your own. Fear has a funny way of working. Typically, I can't say always, but typically, when one is fearful, they're either typically feeling alone or they are alone. But here's the thing, you all, I've been in my Bible, right? And this is not a Bible study episode. I keep telling you all that, but I have to say it. In the Bible, you all might know of a scripture. I'm not going to quote it word for word, but 2 are better than 1. So if 2 are better than 1, wouldn't that mean that 3 are better than 2? And so forth. And what I'm trying to get here is, don't feel like you have to tackle this journey by yourself. You have me. You have other individuals out there who are ready to walk with you on this journey. Why? Because we all understand that we cannot get to success without someone helping us. I'm going to be honest with you all. If someone's ever told you that they reached their ideal or their ideal of success without anyone, I guarantee you they're lying. I'm sorry. You can battle with me on that all day, every day, and I will tell you hands down, they are lying. Someone helped them, you all. Someone helped them. Whether it was just one person who did A or B, or they did A and B, or if it was just two people. Whatever the case, someone helped them. And you can be that same person where you can find someone who's willing to help you. Or vice versa, there's someone out there who needs your help. Here's the thing. We have to overcome our fears. We have to stop doubting ourselves. You have to believe in yourself. Look, we are our own worst critics, you all. And I just had a whole episode about this, talking about this particular subject somewhat. But I have to speak about it again, you all. Why? Because I'm thinking about the book that I'm reading, Facing Goliath. You all, if you know the story of David and Goliath, we all know, or hopefully you might know of the fact that, hey, Goliath was almost 10 feet tall. Look, you all, I have not met anybody who was 8 feet tall, yet alone have I met anybody who was 7 feet tall. I've come close to people who was close there, but I've not yet met anybody who was 7 feet tall. I've seen people, not met them. But Goliath, he was on a whole new level. Almost 10 feet tall, muscles, huge, fearful, you all. I mean, people were scared of this guy, and rightfully so, right? I'd be fearful. I see a almost 10 feet tall giant. I don't care who I am. I am going to be scared. You all, I'm saved. I know God is with me, but when I see a 10 feet tall giant, I am going to be scared initially. But going back to the quote that we started off with, are you going to be the one who forgets everything and run? Or are you going to be the one who faces everything and rises? And in that case, who was David? Would you say David was the one who forgot everything and ran? No, you wouldn't. Because we already know the story. David was the one who faced everything and rised. And we saw how David rised. He later became the king. And this all started with him conquering his fears, acknowledging the fears of all of the men around him who had to go up against this almost 10 feet giant. And he acknowledged who had the power. God. It was bigger than him. And you all, me saying it was bigger than him, I want to ask you a question. When you think about what it is that you're doing, is it bigger than you? My grandfather has always told me, Tim, if it's only big enough for you to be able to do it, it's not big enough. But if you need others, then you know it's big enough. And here's the funny thing. While some people might argue with that statement, I will never argue with that statement. I am in a particular season right now in my business retreat, you all. I am planning out my whole team. And you all, I'll be hiring 7 different individuals. 7 different individuals. And you all, we are going to rock the world. Why? Because we are looking to implement change. Not change for ourselves, but change for everyone, you all. I was going to talk about a different episode actually today, and it was going to be about pivoting. About, having to make change and your strategy, but still having an overall vision that you're trying to reach. And we were going to talk about the teams a little bit more, but I thought this conversation about fear was a little bit more important. But when I'm thinking about this, you all fear. I'm trying to build a team. And I said this in a previous episode. That's scary. You know, you have other people's lives in your hand. You have their futures in your hand. But are you going to be the one who forgets everything and runs? Or will you be the one who's going to face everything and rise? Do not allow fear to control your outcome. Do not allow fear to control your destiny. Rise up. Put on your big boy, big girl pants. Know that you're not alone. And make sure you always stay focused. Stay focused on the goal. Stay focused on the promise. It's yours. The only thing you need to do is make a choice. While we're speaking of choices, though, I am about to launch a small program. I'm only going to be taking on 5 people, you all. 5 people. But in this program, I want to mentor 5 business owners. I want to help you get to where it is that you want to go in life. You have a goal. You have a vision. But maybe you need support. Maybe you need accountability. Allow me to be that accountability for you. Allow me to be that support for you. And while I'm supporting you all, I will find the right people who can further support you. This is not a game where one person has to win you all. There's enough room, despite what society tells you. There's enough room, despite what your fears might tell you. Don't allow your fears to hold you back. There is something that you're trying to accomplish. Start today by joining me and becoming a determined CEO. Start today by joining me and let's conquer your fears together. I'm one call away. I'm one click away. This is Tim Williams, the Determined CEO. Catch you later, guys.
Thanks for listening. I hope you were able to take some valuable gems from today's episode. Be sure to follow us on social media at The Determined CEO and online at thedeterminedceo.com. Check back weekly and be sure to subscribe to our show on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Until next time, go and become the change you want to see.